Well, today, a depiction of one of the most influential court cases in our country's history will be released on several streaming platforms. The film Roe versus Wade is about two doctors who square off in a national battle that would have implications for decades. Take a listen.
We will hear arguments in Roe against Wade. You may proceed.
If you really want to know how abortion became legal in our country, I will tell you the true story.
Dr. Mildred Jefferson, would you like to head up a Right to Life group that I'm starting?
Dr. Bernard Nathanson's clinics are performing 1,000 abortions per week. That's why I'm taking up the fight.
To discuss, let's bring in writer, producer, and director Nick Loeb. Nick, welcome to the show and congratulations on the film.
Thank you, and thank you so much for having me today.
All right, well, I want to talk to you about this because this is one of the first films on Roe versus Wade. Why was this so important for you to be such a big part of?
Well, you know, I was really surprised. I mean, I've been in Hollywood for over 20 years, and I was really surprised that no one's actually made a movie on the most famous court case in American history. And then thought, well, maybe that is, it was a boring courtroom drama. And the more I researched it, I realized, you know, with all the lies and the manipulation, it was almost like an Oliver Stone JFK movie. So I thought it was going to be entertaining.
You tell this story from the perspective of male and female. Why was that important to you to get right? Yeah,
because, you know, I think the argument today is, you know, a woman says it's her body, her choice. And so we wanted to incorporate at least both sides of the perspective when we went to go make the movie. So I wrote and directed the film with a female. But when we told the movie of Roe v. Wade, it was told through the eyes of the protagonist, Dr. Bernard Nathanson. And, you know, also we took two sides of the story. Dr. Bernard Nathanson was the biggest abortionist in American history, committing over 70,000 abortions. He then became pro-life. So we got to tell two sides of the story through one character, the pro-life and the pro-choice side.
You know, you play that role in the movie. He changes his opinion like you described. Is your goal for this film to change the minds of those who watch it? What do you want people to walk away with?
You know, I want people to see the truth and see what really happened in the court case on the way there. And I think at the end of the day, for people to truly understand that life begins at conception and that there's a baby there. And whether people walk away from that converted or they don't convert, as long as they understand and see that abortion is a difficult thing and not an easy choice. And it's not just removing tissues or a bunch of cells. It's actually killing the life of a child.
While you were researching for this film, was there anything that you learned that was surprising or shocking to you along the way?
I mean, everything. I mean, I tell everybody Roe v. Wade is the court case that everybody has heard of, but nobody knows anything about. And so, I mean, starting off with Roe v. Wade had nothing to do with Jane Roe or Henry Wade. Jane Roe, who is the plaintiff in the case, really was a woman who was found, manipulated, lied to. They signed her up and never spoke to her again. I mean, she didn't even find out about what happened in the court case until she heard from the media. Her lawyers didn't even involve her. The court case was heard twice. People don't know that. Once in 1971 and 1972. In 72 with two new justices. Two of the justices had family members working for Planned Parenthood at the time when they were making their decisions. And it was a tremendous amount of interesting things that happened in this film that happened during history that nobody really knows about.
It's so important to point this out, and I'm so glad that you made the film. You know, even this week, Texas Senate approved 6 anti-abortion bills, including a proposal that would outlaw procedures once a fetal heartbeat is detected, and that's usually around 6 to 8 weeks. You know, so often we talk about abortion in stark terms, that you're pro-life or you're pro-choice, you're one or the other. Do you feel like we're making this too much of a black and white issue sometimes, that people are afraid to have the conversation about when life begins and talking about what science actually tells us?
You're 100% right. And I think the challenge, especially from the pro-life side, is what we tend to do is we tend to vilify the pro-choicers as baby killers, horrible people, the devil, evil. And the majority of them are not. The majority of them really don't know what to do. They're really conflicted. Many don't really understand they're killing a child, and they're just trying to do the right thing. Yes, you have your outliers who start groups like Shout Your Abortion, or very excited. They tweet, "Oh, I can't wait to have my 4th or 5th abortion," but those are very few and far between. And so I made this movie for those people. I made it a fair and balanced movie. It's not an over-the-top, faith-based, pro-life film, and we talk about the issues from both sides, really so people can have an open heart and an open mind to see what happened, so they can walk away. Either they convert, or at least they have an understanding at the end of the day that there's a child there. And so that's important when they walk away, and understand when they make the decision to have an abortion, it's a very difficult, challenging one. It's almost along the same lines of women who have to get a sonogram before an abortion. I mean, we see the statistics today, 80% of women today who have to get a sonogram change their mind. And if we can just do that and change lives and save babies, I think we've done our job.
Well, Dick, thanks so much. I hope people go and watch this film, Roe versus Wade. Thanks for producing it, and hope to have you back soon.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you having me.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, where real news for real people.